the story with me was, this was even before development on the startup began. I had the idea, I'd written some spec documentation, and I had the developers create a prototype, and then I presented that to a company that, a management consultant company, you could say, that part of their business model is also to connect startups to investors like yourself, or
Got it. Got it.
VCs. So they did a, I wouldn't say a formal evaluation, but a semi-formal evaluation. A certified person did do it, but and not only that, they did case studies, they did focus groups, there's that, whatever, and then they basically, I wanted to get a green light or red light for my startup. Should I even begin? Because if it's a bad idea, it makes no sense to even do it, right? So I did get the green light, and whatever. Then they presented me with everything, and then I got like a, assuming I get 10,000 users, I got a certain evaluation number in crores, which I'm not even going to mention for right now, but they did that for me. So, you know, uh, uh, but typically a startup, does this, how can a startup person get maybe a approximate idea of what it is? Because let's say, I'll give you a scenario. If I'm a startup and I'm talking to an investment company, they may give me a very low evaluation deliberately. So how do I know
Okay.
that, hey, yeah,
I'll just add a point over here.
huh,
When we are going to get a seek evaluation,
huh,
we are going to his table, the valuation will be low. Pretty clear, simple principle.
okay,
If the investor comes to my table, the valuation will be according to me because he's with me. So my business is talking more louder than what it needs to. I would agree if you wanted to get some idea on your potential of the business, what is the industry size or anything, you wanted to go for a management consultant. I would totally agree that's good, but I would say that as a promoter or as an investor or anyone, if you are not able to see that kind of vision, what the other person who is evaluating you will just see it in an perspective as an outsider, but he will not know what is exactly the.
right,
We might feel like he's an evaluator,
okay.
but the best evaluator for the business is the his own promoter.
Got it. No, obviously, I understand that whatever number I've been given is an approximate, and I'm not taking it too seriously, obviously. But what I'm trying to say is, no, my question was more this. Let's say the fair evaluation of my startup is 20 crores, but an
Okay.
investor is coming in and saying, no, no, it's only 10 crores, and I'll give you 1 crore for this much equity, and he's taking way more equity than he should. So how would I know that hey, this guy's,
Okay.
it's not a fair evaluation?
Uh, it comes with it's a very hard, difficult question to be very honest.
Huh.
As an investor, I would be in his position that I would get more equity.
Right, and
As a
they will
promoter,
do that. I mean, most probably they will do that.
that
And
happens. That
yeah,
happens.
so yeah, because I want to know when to say no to an investor and when to say yes, right?
It's
So
very simple. If you're, I have a thumb rule for myself. I'm pretty. If the entire opportunity is 10 times the current, if it is 10 times, 20 times current sales what the company is doing, I would be very happy to give him a 3 multiple on the price to sales.
what's a three multiple?
So three is very simple. The logic is very simple for me. One, the danda wo kar raha hai.
Huh.
He's doing the business.
Right.
The second multiple I'm giving it up because he is getting the sales and he's able to positive. The third multiple I'm giving him for the opportunity size is very big.
Yes. Okay.
That's my logic. I might be totally wrong, but see, it's more of an emotional valuation stage than a number backed stage. And that's the reason I mostly try to prefer being in a bit the positive process.
Right. Right.
So asset base is a very easy game. For me on the tech side, if I wanted to, I will not go more than three. And even again, if I write a check, I'll not write more than 15 lakh. That's my last amount.
Really, 15 lakhs.
In the
That's
first sitting, I will not go more than 15 lakh. But in the over the duration, if the valuation is very high, also it doesn't matter for me. If the business is pretty good and it is going, when see, it's very simple. If I don't invest my money till the time that I will not take a concentration to even understand the business.
got it.
कुछ तो burning, कुछ तो
That
skin in the game होना.
yes, that brings me an interesting question actually. So what you're talking about is investment in stages. So what
Yes.
what typically happens? Like when would you invest in your first one or few lakh check or 15 lakh check even. Then after that, say a 50 lakh check or whatever, and then maybe a 1 crore, 2 crore. So what stages does a startup have to be at and achieve before,
Okay.
you know?
If the revenue is positive and I see gross margins to be positive level,
Huh.
if it is an asset backed business, then my check will be 5 lakh in the start stage.
Really? Okay.
If
Well, 5
things
lakh,
goes on,
5 lakh doesn't buy much nowadays, but okay.
yeah, it doesn't buy much, but it gives me an access to understand what is he doing.
Because just
It,
speaking for
it just
myself, I 5 lakhs. I mean, I don't even want 5 lakhs. I mean, because I can just pull that myself from my background. I mean,
yes, yes.
if I want
That's
investment,
true.
I'll be able.
That's true. Like my last check, if I wanted to write on any startup or like not, if it's not a listed company, I'll not go more than 1 CR. I don't want even go for more than 1 CR.
Okay.
Because it becomes a high concentration risk on my startup money that I have it. I don't have more than 25-30 CR on that part.
Okay.
So I wanted to have a diversification benefit over there.
But please go ahead. You were giving us the sequence, so you'll do the 5
Yeah.
lakh. Okay. Then
So
what happens?
if it is a gross margin positive, I get into 5 lakh business.
Yeah.
But if it is EBITDA positive, I go with a straightforward 25 to 30 lakh.
Okay.
So because that he is proving me, every stage getting positive number means that the business is developing himself.
Right. Right.
The business is getting into automatic stage.
So it's really a relationship that the startup founder has with the investors, and
Yes.
it happens over stages. That
Yes. Yes.
that brings up an interesting point that I hadn't thought of. That I just mentioned, hey, 5 lakhs. I wouldn't even talk to you for that, but maybe I'd go with you for the 5 lakhs, even though the 5 lakhs is nothing to me. But at least I'm
Most of
starting the
the
relationship. The relationship is
yes.
starting. So
It major that 5 lakh is that I know if I lose it also it doesn't matter to my life.
right, and for
But
me, I don't even.
it gives
It
me
means
a
nothing to me.
lesson
But we
that
are.
I should not do the mistake in the next one.
No, but for me as the startup founder, I'll take the 5 lakhs, even though it means nothing. I can hardly do anything with it. But at least I've got you involved. You're watching the company grow, and then I'll get more investment from you in the future. That is
See, once if I am investing, for example, if one of the person is investing, understand one person have at least in 10-15 different friends who are into same status.
okay.
So that money is not like a 5 lakh chuck.
Yeah.
It's actually a relationship which can at least pull the money for 25 to 30 CR.
Right. Not only that. Now, let me ask this. Let's say I get 5 lakhs from you, and then I get sometime later I get 25 lakhs from you. Would that attract even further investors from like your
Yes,
friends
yes.
also, or
Yes, yes.
you might
It's
talk.
very simple.
Huh.
There might be like my friend has invested, and there might be like a pampering effect on me, where I go and get pampered from him. That okay, chalo, let me also invest.
Or he may just speak positively. He might say, Vivek,
Yeah, he will speak positively because I know he is there, and he's not going to think negative about me,
Right.
or like he doesn't want me to be in a bad stage.
Right.
So on that good faith, that we also go into invest.
Got it.
There are a lot of companies that kind of works out.
So
And even one has done the due diligence, you are going to come as a second person, you will do your due diligence.
Right.
So there might be an amplifying effect. You discuss with the two different investors' perspective,
Right.
and then both come up with some kind of questions, and that comes with you as an entrepreneur. We talk to you, then you give us the more insights on the business. There might be something can turn out to be on a positive side,
Got it.
and that's all. Like let me give an example.
Sure.
That's what was I think not Phone Pay, sorry, Bharat Pay or Ashnir Gover's startup. He was an investor basically. He joined as an investor and then became a co-founder.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that can happen also.
That can happen.
Yeah. Now tell me, can it be negative to have multiple investors like that? Because then there can be fights and that sort of thing.
Lot of answers that need to be done to a lot of people.
I'm sorry, what the finances?
There should be lot of answers should be answered. Lot of questions will be thrown on you. So it will be like you are not doing your business. It is only like answering as an investor IR.
No. Forget even about the startup founder. I'm talking about the two investors might fight within each other.
Yeah, that can also happen.
Right.
That has happened in one of my investments.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So basically, the company is ended dead because of this.
Oh, it died.
There was like multiple investors have a fight and influencing the promoter that please do it like this because I have invested this much.
Actually, that's the thing that scares me the most about investors is that now they'll start telling me do this, do that, and they may not necessarily be right because while they have the investment knowledge, I am the one who has the tech knowledge and the
Yes.
so
Yes.
that That is a bit
But you
scary.
cannot leave the investors idle also. Like
Yeah.
you have to have a certain point of limit to yourself that okay, itna tak to main sununga. Like let me listen till him this point.
That brings an important
Is
point.
that I need to answer him, telling like, "Bhai, this is my danda. Like I am doing it. I know what to do. Please give us
That's
some
a
time."
very important topic we've touched on. How does a startup founder manage his investors, if you know what I mean? And by manage, I mean their emotions, their this thing like whatever, because things can go up, down. The government may change their policy, which puts everything in disarray and all of that.
So that's reminding. If you are telling government change, it's reminding me Paytm.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That was shocking actually.
Yes.
No, but my point is, any tips you can give that how a startup person might keep the investor happy? Obviously, the biggest thing is the EBITDA and the money. But
Simple. Very simple.
other than that, like,
If the investor is coming to our table,
Huh.
if the investor is coming to your table,
huh.
that's the best investor that you can have in your startup.
No, I'm talking about over the time. Like, let's say I got the 5 lakh initial check from you. Now, how do I interact with you over the next few months so that you're happy
So
with me?
every investor expects at least a quarterly update.
Okay.
What's happening? At least a 6 months call.
What should be in the update? Like,
Okay, in the
financials?
update, what is the business development on the day that we started investing till date? What has happened? Where are the monies been spent?
Okay.
What is it spent for? How much the revenue it is created? All the key metrics that the business needs.
Basically, key.
Every understanding that if an outsider comes and takes that does if we take that entire investment duck, he should be able to understand the danda more better than us.
Okay.
It should be in that comprehensive format.
Got it, yeah.
And every 6 months having a call will give an immense advantage for you.
Okay. No, I imagine a lot of times the startup people will be lax about this. They won't give you the metrics, or they're too busy, whatever, and then that probably creates tension between the founder and the investor.
If you can't believe your investor telling like, okay, if I can't give you this information, that means that
You mean
you're not with the right.
person? You mean the startup person, not the investor?
Yeah, if the startup person doesn't believe an investor, and if he feels that if he's getting that feeling with him, okay, if I share this matrix with him, there might be a possibility that he takes it with another people who he believes on. They can start. If he has that kind of a doubts, that means that he's not with the right investor.
So the trust factor for both sides.
Trust is, see, startup is only the startup synonym is nothing but trust.
Exactly.
Trust is nothing but startup.
Right.
So if you don't have trust, there is no startup.
Right.
How? Matlab, just believing on your, like, we have interacted what for 4-5 times, and then okay, chalo, like let me write a check. It doesn't work like that. It actually doesn't work like that.
No, obviously.
If it is need to be working like that, that means that he's believing you in utmost possibility level, and that's the reason he's giving you money.
Got it. Wow. Well, that was awesome, Kaushik. I think we are running out of time here. Let me just ask you for any final advice you may have for a startup person, an entrepreneur who's involved in a startup. Any last words, bit of advice you can give?
I can give it, but I can give it in the manufacturing format.
That's fine.
Please, baby. So, if someone is looking at as a manufacturing side, first crack is sales, second crack is production unit, cost of production per unit. Third, everything will automatically happen. If he has the key things in his hand, and if his product is having the great amount of trust in it, and people are buying it, like Full is a company. Full. This is I think it's an indoor-based company or something. They actually collect flowers from the temples.
Okay.
Normally, these flowers used to get into rivers.
They get thrown away, right?
Yeah, they used to get thrown away. They used to be waste. This guy thought of an idea coming out from some other country, left his job, very attractive job,
That's a
and
good
coming
idea.
here.
I'm already seeing the wisdom in that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, he started a business where he's getting his raw material at zero cost.
Right. Yeah.
Just the collection cost is what is
Right.
involved in it.
But what you
And
just
processing.
said. Yeah, sorry. What you just said is applicable to IT as well, or technology as well, because you just replace production with marketing cost.
Yes,
Because-
that can work out.
because in
But
IT,
again, I'm not
typically-
very good at that stage.
In IT, you typically don't have production costs so much as it's more marketing, and production is more or less the same,
Yes.
whether you have one user or a million users.
Yes.
Um,
All about how he can tell the story, how
right,
how he can actually give a picture that how this entire thing will look like. See, if you can't dream big, you will never be big.
right.
If you can't take even guts to think like that, that means that doesn't work. It's like an endless game.
Absolutely.
It's again, startup is a startup.
Oh,
It comes with a lot of risk.
it's wild. Startup is wild because you just said, okay, yeah, you have to dream big, but on the other hand, you don't have money. So now you have
Yeah.
to reach a big level
Yes.
with no money, sort of thing. It's a balancing act, really, is what it is.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes.
very much but anyway, so thanks a million, Kaushik. That was wonderful, and that was, this is the information you gave was very valuable, and also it's difficult to get because unless you talk to an investing person like you, most people don't, have that wisdom and that knowledge
Thanks for that.
to give to anyone, because I've done multiple podcasts already and no one had this knowledge, only you, because you do it, that's what you do for a living, so that's,
Thanks for that. Thanks for
yeah,
that.
wonderful.
And I would highly recommend if people can buy our book and they can actually give a feedback.
Absolutely.
We actually have a story which is a true story, and also an investing principles how we do it, and this has actually worked in our lives. So I think we can add value into the world.
Yes, absolutely. We'll both Kaushik's description and contact information is down in the description, and we'll also put the book's link and information
That's
there as
great.
well. So yeah, and I'm gonna purchase the book myself as soon as I finish this meeting. It's just released today, you said, right? So
Yes,
yeah,
yes. You'll get it in all the stores nearby
Amazon,
you.
yeah. Well,
Not only in Amazon, you'll also get in the bookstores.
okay, wonderful. Actually, that's another thing we could do for possibly a future video. I'd love to. I can see us doing a part two sometime in the future, I think, where we can discuss more stuff, and maybe we can talk about writing a book, and then not only writing it but publishing it. What all a person has to do if they want to do something like that.
This was a dream for us for last 4.5 years.
I think Siddharth has
So
already
I think
written a book.
we started researching about this since 2020.
Right.
So it landed up as a book in 2024.
My longer term goal is to write a book as well. But I think Siddharth had already written a book previously. Or
Yeah, this is with Siddharth.
yes, no, but
Siddharth is my co.
no, I know, but I'm saying he had written a book, another book.
Yes, he had written about Sanatan Dharma,
Okay,
how it works and how the multiple universe thinks in one quantum, and like how the things work on it. But that was an interesting book. I don't know why it didn't take off, and it was a self-published book. Now, but we are the second book that what he is with me. It's actually backed by Penguin,
nice.
so that's something an interesting one.
Yes, we will have all
It's
the
well researched. It's a totally researched book. You will be having completely with the examples, appendix. So if anyone who is very much interested in this, he can go and read directly the chapter 4, chapter 9, and the chapter appendix.
Nice.
So these three can give him actually how he can think about investing in his life.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, can't wait to read it. All right, everyone. So that's the end of the podcast for today. Thank you again, Kaushik, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you again on part two of this podcast.
Sure. Thanks.
Bye bye.